everyone, my name is Annie, and today we're going to learn another basic VFX in Hology Engine. Let's get started. We're going to make something like this. There's the glowing ring on the floor, and then there is the bright particles coming out in the middle of the ring. There are two parts to this, so we're going to start with making the glowing ring on the ground. First, we're going to import the PNG picture with the glowing ring with transparent background into the engine. You simply just drag and drop into the asset browser. Then in the asset browser, we're going to add a new material, and for this one, we're going to name it the blue ring. After you hit save, it will take us to the browser window. In the material browser, for map, we're going to choose the blue ring circle that we just imported, and for the side, we're going to pick double. Then you hit save and close the window. Then in the asset browser, we're going to select add new again, and this time we're going to select visual effect. We're going to name the visual effect blue ring asset and click save. Now in the VFX editor, we can see that on the right hand side we can add an emitter. We're going to go ahead and click on that and start on our first emitter. At the bottom of the new window, at the output, you can choose type, and this time we're going to choose shape. Underneath at the shape category, we're going to pick circle. For material, we're going to select blue ring. Now back up at spawn, we are going to change the time, and at this time we're going to change it to 0.6. Then below at the initializer, to press the plus sign and select scale. The larger the number of the scale is, the larger the item on the screen is, and at this time we're going to change it to 9.1. Under initializers, this time we're going to select the rotation because we want to rotate this image here to be flat on the ground. You can change the rotation by entering the number, and so for the first one we're going to change it to 1.6. Then in the last one we're going to change the number to 4.5. Next we're going to select scale components, and we're going to enter 1.5, 1.5, and 5.9. Next, under behaviors, we're going to select change opacity. And under change opacity for A, we're going to change it to 0.55, and for B, we're going to change it to 1. Now for ease, you can test around and play around with it. Now for this instance, we're going to choose InSync. Next, under behaviors, we're going to select change color. And you'll notice that there is A and B two colors that you can change. You can either enter the color code, or you can also use the eyedropper or pick a color. Now in today's example, for A, we're going to use B8F5E9. Then for the B color, we're going to use 16DFDB. Now for ease, you can also test and select different ones to see which one you prefer. And for this example, we just randomly picked Quad. This is how the ring looks like right now when it's glowing on the ground. Now we're getting to the second part of the tutorial where we're going to create the glowing particles coming out of the ground in the middle of the ring. So go ahead, add a new emitter, and click on the second emitter so it opens the window. And this time, for spawn, the count we're going to change it to 3. And under initializers, this time we're going to select position point. And the position point for y-axis, which is in the middle, we're going to enter 1.5. We want the spawn to come out a little bit right above the ground. Next, under initializers still, this time we're going to add velocity. And for velocity, we're going to change the y-axis number. You notice that if we enter a negative number, the particles will be flowing downwards, whereas if we enter a positive number, the particles will be flowing upwards. And for this tutorial, we are going to change the velocity for y-axis to 3.6. Now, we don't want the particles to be flowing up in such a straight line. We want some random movements. So under behaviors, we're going to select random drift. And for the x-axis of the drift, we're going to select 1.2. And for the y-axis, you can play around with this. If you put 2.3 or 2.6, basically you'll see that the particles will be flowing up on the higher height. Now for ease, under random drift, feel free to test around and see which options you like. And I'm just testing around right now, and we're gonna end up with in-out quad for today. Obviously feel free to choose any other options out there. Next, under behavior still, we're going to pick gravity. And honestly, this is just to show you what the feature does. So you'll notice that if you have a positive number for gravity, basically you'll see that the particles will be going downwards. Whereas if you have a negative gravity, the particles will be going upwards. Under output, you can actually change the color of the particles. And we're actually going to try to use the color picker and sample the color from the ring. And here we go. You have created another basic VFX in Hology Engine. Here we can drag and drop the VFX that we just created into the scene. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.